of you? Hope all of you are doing good. So in this video, I have uploaded a worksheet for you to practice simile, metaphor, personification, onomatopoeia, alliteration, then repetition, hyperbole, and a rhetorical question. At the end of the paper, I have provided you with the answers as well, along with the explanation. So after attempting the paper, you can check your answers and let me know how you have performed in the paper. Okay. And also, I would like to suggest that before you attempt the paper, better brush up all these topics once. Okay. So I have posted the link to the last video where you have all of these topics covered. You can check. Link on that. You can click on that link and go to the video and just brush up once before attempting your paper. Okay? So without wasting any time, you can start your paper. All the very best. So here is your answer key. The first sentence, she sells seashells on the seashore. So this is an example of alliteration because the sh sound in she and shells has been repeated, and also the sound, that is for cells, and c again c has been repeated. So the consonant sounds has been repeated in the consecutive words in this particular sentence. Second sentence reads, the birds told me that you are going to distant lands. This is an example of personification because the birds, which are, I mean, animals, a non human object, they have been given a human quality. I mean, the birds can speak, are speaking in this particular sentence. So, this is an example of personification. The third sentence, laughter is the best medicine. Now, this is an example of metaphor because two totally dissimilar objects, that is laughter and medicine, they have been equated, and the point of resemblance is both are good for health. So laughter is being compared to medicine. The both have, I mean, good effect on our health. So the but the comparison is indirect. So this is an example of metaphor. The fourth sentence reads, it's too hot today, isn't it? It's an example of rhetorical question because when I say it's too hot today, isn't it? I mean that it is actually quite hot today. So I just want to make my point, and that I want to enhance my argument that it is indeed a hot day today. So this is an example of rhetorical question. The fifth sentence is Boston baked beans on his birthday. This is an example of alliteration because the b sound has been repeated in Boston, baked, beans, and birthday. So the initial consonant sound b has been repeated. The sixth sentence, he is talking me to death. Now, this is an example of hyperbole because a person who is talking so much is like, I mean, the person who is talking so much, the listener, the effect of that on the listener is like the listener is getting bored. Okay, so he is not actually dying, of course, but to enhance the point, to exaggerate the point that he is getting bored too much, the word death has been used. So, this is an example of hyperbole. The seventh sentence, the huge playground invited us to come and play. Now, this is an example of personification because an inanimate object, that is the playground, it has been given a human quality. It is inviting us to come and play. So, inviting us. So, the human beings are only capable of inviting each other, right? So, this is an example of personification. Next sentence, promise me to stay strong, promise me to never give up. This is an example of repetition because promise me, this particular phrase has been repeated twice in this example for effect. So, this is an example of repetition. The ninth sentence, the waves greeted the king when he went to the ocean. This is an example of personification. Why? Because waves, again an inanimate object, they have been given the human quality of greeting the king. Uh, so, I mean, this is an example of personification because the waves, which are an inanimate object, they have been given a human quality. The 10th sentence reads, what's in a name? Now, this is an example of rhetorical question because the sentence over here, what's in a name, again, we are not really expecting an answer from the listener. So, I mean, this is just to enhance my point that there is actually nothing in a name. So, this is an example of rhetorical question. Moving on to the 11th sentence. It reads, my bag weighs a ton. Now, this is an example of hyperbole because I just wanted to mean that my bag is too heavy and I have used the word a ton. A ton is a huge, I mean, in terms of weight, it's quite huge. So, my bag is heavy. I just wanted to exaggerate the point that my bag is too heavy. I have used the word ton. 12th sentence. The fog crept in. This is an example of personification. Why? Because fog, an inanimate object, we are saying the fog is creeping in. So creeping can be done on by humans. So that is why this is an example of personification. The 13th sentence. His words are wisdom. This is an example of metaphor because somebody's words, they are equated to wisdom. So whatever this person speaks are wise words that comes out from his mouth. So two different objects, that is words, somebody's words and the quality of wisdom, they are equated. So that is why this is an example of metaphor. 14th sentence. The stone fell into the river with a splash. Now, this is an example of onomatopoeia because the word splash is imitating a sound. When something falls into a water or water body, the kind of sound it generates, this word splash is imitating that. So, this is an example. This sentence is an example of onomatopoeia. The next sentence reads, the 15th one, if you think you can do it, you can do it. So this is an example of repetition because the phrase you can do it is being repeated twice for effect. The 16th sentence reads, my car is a real beauty. Now this is an example of personification because someone's car is uh, is being called beauty. I mean, a beautiful person, just like we say, the person is, I mean, describing the car as a beautiful, something beautiful. So that is an example of personification. 17th sentence, it's okay not to be okay. This is an example of repetition because the word okay is being repeated for effect. 18th sentence, your eyes sparkle like diamonds. Now, this is an example of simile because two different objects, eyes and diamonds, somebody's eyes and diamonds, they have been equated. Both are sparkling, they have a sparkling quality. So, and the word like has been used to make the comparison. So, a direct comparison is made here. I mean, somebody's eyes has been compared to the sparkling diamonds. The 19th sentence, I have been waiting forever for the good news. Now, this is an example of hyperbole because somebody is saying that the person has been waiting for too long to receive a good news. So, to exaggerate the point that the person has been waiting too long, the word forever has been used. So, this is an example of hyperbole. The last sentence, he entered the room as quiet as a mouse. Now, this is an example of simile because somebody's movement has been compared to the movement of a mouse, and both are like quiet, that is a point of resemblance, and the word as has been used to make this comparison. So, this is an example of simile. I hope you could answer all of the sentences. If you have any doubts or any questions, get back to me. You can write your comment in the comment box, or you can mail me at gmail.com. Okay. In the next video, I'll be uploading more figures of speech, and see you in the next video. Keep watching Grammar Granny, and all the very best. Take care. Bye bye. See you.